Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Jake. You were saying RFID chip.
The RFID chip is an implant that Esau is planning to implant to your skin. Right. So we're located right here.
Or your right hand.
Right.
Well, it don't matter which hand, right? They plan to implant it, or in your forehead, meaning in somewhere in your head, right? And there's plenty of movies that show that. All right, there's plenty of movies that show that, man. Okay, we could go into you know, Total Recall. We could go into Demolition Man. We could go into Minority Report.
Hitman.
Hitman? Oh yeah.
Tag 'em.
Oh yeah. Okay, I didn't. You know, I gotta go and see that. Okay, there's plenty of movies to prove that, man. You got that series. It's called Black Mirror, and they have one episode where they go into the chip, or they implant chips in the back of the ear or something like that. Okay, because this is an agenda. They plan to do this. All right, go ahead. To the whole world. All right, go ahead.
Sorry. Chapter 14.
You went. It was 13, and yeah, and you could go back to where you started at. You go back to the 16th verse, okay? 13 and 16.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their forehead.
Right, it's showing you that it's gonna be mandatory for everyone. They're gonna pass laws where everyone is gonna have to get this, especially those who are receiving assistance from the government, from the states, wherever they live. It's going to be mandatory for them to get this RFID chip, because if they don't get this RFID chip, then they won't get the benefits that they need or that they want it, right? Especially now, America being the American economy or financial credit is gone. And a government can only be as strong as its financial resources. The other apostle Tahar, he did a show the other day, and it was called "Babylon the Great is Fallen," and he was going into how the Pentagon, they wrote that the American dominion, or the American military industrial complex, is losing its grip on the world as an empire, because that's exactly what they were trying to do, establish, or that they did, just like Rome, just like the Roman Empire, because this is Rome all over again. All right, and you can read about that, as a matter of fact, in Revelation. You know what, Yaiqab, read Revelation 13:1 on down.
And I stood upon
just to prove to you that America is Rome all over again, man. It's not Rome, the ancient Roman physical empire, but it's the spirit of Rome coming back again. Because according to this chapter right here, it tells you that whose deadly wound was healed, and that's talking about America. America's way, America's system was based upon the Roman system, and many other kingdoms, right? You know, they worship pretty much. America is a conglomeration of yeah, don't answer that right now. America is a conglomeration of all empires that ever ruled on the planet Earth that had Yashar Allah in captivity. All right. This has been the worst captivity, though. The American captivity, because here in Israel, they didn't teach us who we were. You see, in slavery, they didn't tell us that we were the Israelites, man. You know, I mean, it was ultimately the Lord. You know, it was Yahweh who set it up that way, because he said that ye shall discontinue from thine heritage, right? And that hasn't happened in any other kingdom more than when it has happened here in America, man, where you got Israelites walking around, or that you work with, You know who they are. You know that those are Israelites. And when you go tell them they're Israelite, they'll cuss you out, man. That's how far gone and asleep our people have become. But that's the curses. But now we're waking up, but not all. Just a third of us is waking up to finding out who we are, right? Go ahead, Jake.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 hands and 10 horns.
No, read it good. Read it again.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right. The seven heads and 10 horns represent Esau's governments. You know, their kingdom since the beginning with the Greeks, right? The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, right? Germania Major, Germania Minor, the British, then America, right? Being the 7 heads. And then you had the 10 horns represent the European Economic Community, or the EU, that had made league with America. Okay, and at the end, when you go to Revelation, the 17th chapter, you don't gotta go there. It'll tell you that these 10 horns burnt the whore, which is America, with fire. Why? Because they drank of the wine of her fornication, which is in Revelation, the 18th chapter. They made money from America. They made lots of money. Okay, so it's going to be a point in time where the United States dollar, right? The US dollar is going to crumble so hard. It's going to crash so hard that these nations are not going to be able to make money anymore here. So they're going to say, oh, well, that's it, man. Close the curtains, close up shop. Let's go back to our homelands because we're not making money here anymore. It's more of a how would you say it? Being here in America is more of a liability than an asset. Okay, assets make you money. Liabilities take money from you. See, so it don't make sense to set up shop in America anymore for these nations. They're gonna go back. And these nations are doing good. I believe the International Credit Agency, I believe by the name of Fitch, they gave Russia a triple A status, where America used to be at that as far as the economy goes. You see, looking into the futures, looking into the how they're trading and their manufacturing and their economy overall. And they said, look, the outlook for Russia is pretty good. But when they look at America, it's like, America used to be the biggest exporter in the world, right? And now they have become the biggest importer, receiving the majority of its goods from one of the main places, China, right? Because out there in China, they make stuff cheap. In America, they tax. Okay, so in America, you may get some good quality stuff, but you're gonna get taxed. You're gonna get charged up the to pay, to buy these things. So go ahead. Read it again. Yep. Go down.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Esau's governing structure, right? Their empires, beginning with the Greeks. Go ahead.
And upon his horns, 10 crowns. And upon his heads, the name of
blasphemy, meaning lies. In America, if there's any other place where the word of the Lord has been blasphemed, that is here in America, where Esau has gone and said that they were the Most High's chosen people, right? That Yahweh, the Most High, right, looked like him, looked like a white man. His son right, who they say Jesus, look like him. The angels look like butt naked little white babies flying around. You know, you had the painting of Michelangelo. Was it Michelangelo? I believe, yeah, is in the Sistine Chapel. They call it the finger of God, and it's a naked ass old Edomite, you know, touching a naked, butt naked angel, or a white baby angel, you know.
Wasn't that a Greek god or thing? I think it was.
Well, it goes back to the Greeks, you know. The Roman Catholics, they set that up, and the majority of the Roman Catholic religion goes back to the mythological Greek gods. All right, go ahead.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
The beast overall represents Esau as a whole. You know, today the beast. Who's the beast? You got NATO, right? NATO, and which the majority of the EU nations are members of NATO, and America is the whore that sits upon the beast. That's why every time that there's a war going on, it's a US led NATO coalition going against a nation, taking them over, destroying them, taking their resources. All right, go ahead.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Right, now it said that it said in the beginning, it said where is it? Right here. It said, the second verse, it says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. That was dealing with the Greeks, the Greek Empire, right? Alexander the Great, they call him. We call him Alexander the Great, or the so-called Great. He was known. He conquered the known world in a period of 13 years, right? Swift. A leopard is fast. He was known to wear a helmet, a leopard's head as a helmet. All right, and they resembled him as unto a leopard, because a leopard is fast. All right, it's quick, and that's how fast when he came on the scene, he conquered the so-called known world, man. But it was the Most High who set him up to do that. As a matter of fact, there were, I believe, you go to the Apocrypha, all right, it explains how, or in history, explains how there were priests that explained to Alexander the so-called Great who he was, and that the Most High had set him up to do what he was going to do. Okay, showing you that according to the scripture, that it's the Most High Yahweh that reigns in the kingdom of men. Right? Was that Daniel's the 4th chapter, the 17th verse, I believe. Right? Go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. Right,
and his mouth as a mouth of a lion. Now let me see. And his feet. Go back here, verse 2. Read it again.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
Read 2 all over again.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. So
it began with the leopard, meaning the Greeks, right? The beginning of it. And then it said the feet were like unto a bear, meaning that the ending of them was going to be who? The Russians. The Russians are known as Magog in the Bible. And they are known as the Great Bear, the Big Bear. And they're going to be the ones to end the Edomite Empire, all right? And kingdom and power and grip over all the earth. So that's why I said the bear, meaning, so it gave you the beginning and the end. These are time periods, right? In a metaphorical way. Go ahead.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And
right, in the mouth the mouth as the mouth of a lion. That was going into the lion being the England, right? They represent the lion because when they took over the power seat, it used to be Jake ruling in Europe and England and all that. When Esau came up and took over in the power seat, they said, look, we're sitting as the Judite kings, and we are sitting on the seat of David, of King David, all right? So the mouth of the lion, who came out of England? America. America came out of England, okay? America came out of England. So that's the mouth. America's the mouth. And through America, they blasphemed the Most High. They blasphemed. America had the children of Israel in captivity. Just like the Egyptians had the children of Israel in captivity for a period of, and it's heavy because we're in the Passover now. Okay? During the time when the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, saved and delivered the children of Israel, us, from under the hands of the Egyptians. Now, who's the modern day Egyptians? Hold that, Jake. Put your finger there. Go to Revelation, the 8th chapter. All right. And read the 11th verse. 8 and 11.
And the name of the star is called Wormwood.
I'm sorry. Go to 11, verse 8. Let me see. Right there.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Right. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. What's that great city? We always said that great city is America, the United States, the whole continent of America, right? Now people will say, well, how can you say that's a city? That's many cities in America. No, it's a great city because no matter where you go in America, you are a United States citizen. If you were born here, right? You are or naturalized here. You are a United States citizen. Citizen. All right. Where did the word city come from? And the dead bodies represent the Israelites that live here, and especially those of our people that came from the slaves that were brought here, but were never told that they were the children of the Most High. You know, they weren't told that they were the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, that they were the Israelites. Okay, so they were dead mentally. Right now, to this day, they're dead mentally, not knowing it, and they'll pass by a camp, but to them in their mind, it's like, oh, it's just a sideshow or whatever for entertainment. We don't gotta listen to that, and they'll just go on and walk around, thinking that they are African American, that they are black, that they are Puerto Rican, Mexican, Argentinian, Brazilian. All right. These names that the so-called white, these labels, these corporate labels, right, in terms that the so-called white men put upon our people, man. So if you're going by those names, you're dead. All right, because that's not in the Bible. All nations are in the Bible, man. All peoples that live today come out of the lineage of either three sons that came from Noah after the flood. They're the ones that inhabited the whole entire earth, man. So there hasn't been a great catastrophic destruction since the flood till now. So all those people are living today. You just got to find out the category of which nation you belong to. All right, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Puerto Ricans, Native American Indians scattered throughout the whole world.
Colombians.
All right, yeah, so-called Latinos, right, of Negro and Native Indian descent. You are the lost tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay, go ahead.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Mm-hmm.
Which
in the streets, that's you could go to any hood in America, and you'll see the young men and women of Yashar Allah of Israel hanging out in the streets, hanging out on the corner, running amok, acting crazy, and they don't know who the hell they are, man. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom.
Which spiritually is called Sodom because it's not Sodom. Sodom was destroyed. Sodom was destroyed by the holy angels of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, by way of fire. And this is not actual Egypt because the Egyptians, they conquered and taken over. Shit, they got conquered and taken over by the so-called white man. Going back to the Ptolemy Empire, right? And they got taken over, and after a while, they just diminished. But the people of Egypt are still around. They are known as the Watusi tribes, those Hamitic tribes out there in Africa that at one time they had us in slavery, man, right? As the Egyptians. That's why we were warned. King David was warned so much against the Philistines because the Philistines were the Egyptians. All right, go ahead.
Which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. So
America is spiritually called Sodom, and what you had in Sodom were in Sodom, and in Gomorrah you had the other three cities, right? What was that? Zeboim, Admah, and Zoar, something like that. And but mainly in Sodom, they were known for practicing homosexual acts. They wanted to lay down with the angels when the angels visited Lot. And Lot said, no, man, look, don't do this, man. Look, take my daughters, Lot said, man. Ain't that something? Just so that perverseness don't happen. And they kept on fighting, and the angels zapped them with blind. They shot a bolt of lightning into their eyes, threw them back, blinded them, man. All right, so and the same thing is happening here in America, and it's getting worse. That's how we know that the day of the Lord is coming very quickly, very soon. Okay, go ahead.
Well, also, our Lord was crucified.
And where also our Lord was crucified, meaning X'd out. Now we know Yahweh Shai was crucified 2,000 years ago on the cross by the Romans on Golgotha, right? And it was the wicked Judah, Benjamin, and Levites back then telling the Romans to crucify him because they were wicked, you know. And we know he was crucified back then and resurrected. But over here in America, he was crossed out because over here in America is where they taught that the Lord looked like the so-called white man with blonde hair and blue eyes, right? Knowing that was Caesar. Cesare, who was it?
Caesar Borgia.
Caesar Borgia. Do you know who Caesar Borgia was?
He was a killer of I believe the 1800s or 1700s.
It was around I believe the 1400s. Okay, it was the Borgias. His father Rodrigo Borgia or Borgia, his son, and his son. He set up his son Cesare, all right, to take over. All right, and they were the top crime family of their day. All right, and they committed a lot of murder, a lot of incest, but above all, blasphemy. He set him up, had Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci to paint him up as being the son of the Most High. So wherever they went to conquer, especially over here in the Western Hemisphere, they said, look, bow down to the Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, and this is your God right here. All right, we are Christians, and which they weren't. They were not the real Christians, and you have to bow down to this or die. And the majority of the Indians that they didn't even understand their language died at the hands of these damn devils, man. And they try to say that they discovered America. You didn't discover shit. You didn't discover anything because there were people already here. Okay, that's why you Edomites, you got something coming to you, and you know it. All right, you know it. All right, a righteous reciprocity, a payback to the evils that you have done, and you still do. You walk around acting like you're innocent. You're not innocent. Okay. Go ahead.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
Right. It's talking about the time that when Israel was slaves over here in America, all the way up to now, all the nations that have come here have seen the Israelites in a bad state, man. You know, all nations get blessed when they come here to America, man. They get whatever they need, man. Top credit. You know, they get they get that red carpet rolled out to them. They allow them to establish businesses in our neighborhoods, by the way. And by the way, Israelites, we are the biggest consumers, all right, when it comes to these nations and their businesses, because Jake, they don't support each other. Niggas don't support each other, man. All they want to do is kill each other, sell drugs to one another, man, talk shit about one another. But when it comes to their enemy, they're kissing ass and cooning and being sambos. All right. Uncle Tomahawks and Uncle Tomasinos and all that, man. Right? Go ahead.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Right. And the other nations too did not suffer us to be for our dead bodies to be put in grave, meaning they ain't tell us who we were. A lot of these nations know who we are. They're elites and all that. Or even the regular nations, man, they know who we are, but they won't tell us. You know, they're like, hey, if we could get over on them, why not? They know all about us. They know they know what we like. They know how to cater to our needs, our styles, the music, you know, the food, you name it, right? So they make a whole lot of money off us, man. Go ahead. Those nations are the dogs that lick Lazarus' sores, man. Okay, go ahead. And we are Lazarus, the poor man, right? Lazarus. The rich man is the so-called white man, the Edomites, but mainly Amalek. The Amalekites, who are the so-called Jews today. They try to say that they are the people of the Lord. They try to say that they are the real Jews, but they're not. All right, go ahead.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
Right. They that dwell upon the earth, meaning all the nations that dwell upon the earth, they're going to rejoice over us while we're in this condition. But the time is coming when they're going to be crying and weeping because the Heavenly Father is going to give us that power over the nations, how it was supposed to be when you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, from the 1st verse to the 14th verse. It tells you all the blessings that we would have gotten if we followed his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. That we were going to come above the nations very high. And the nations were going to go below us very low, very low. So that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. America was a so-called white man's kingdom. Esau's kingdom, man. They had their way with us, right? They had the best of everything, the best of our women, the best of our daughters, the best of our sons, right? We built up America and never got paid for it, man. Every now and then you hear a cracker talking about I want to apologize for. No, ain't no damn apology. You gotta pay with your blood, because our blood was shed, man. Okay, and that's in the law of the Bible, man, in the book of Numbers, man. All right, go ahead.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts to one to another.
Right. That was during slavery. There was sending gifts one to another, man. You know, the gifts a lot of times were us. You know, our people. You know, a boy slave or a girl slave being shipped off to another plantation as a gift. Right.
Because these true prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. Because
it was at one time the two prophets talking about the two kingdoms of Israel, because it split. All right, it split after the death of King Solomon. You had the northern kingdom of Israel, you had the southern kingdom of Israel. Okay. And we used to, when we were as one, under the rule of King David and Solomon, we tormented these nations. We had these nations under our thumb. All right. And we told them what to do. All right. And we had them as our slaves. But because we violated the laws, that's the only way. Because we are a strong people, man. And because we violated the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, all right, what happened? We went into slavery under all nations. All nations had us in slavery, man. All right. Go ahead. And even the Arabs. These Arabs, you know, you run up on them. Hey, what's up, cousin? What's up? No, man, fuck you, man. You ain't my cousin. You ain't my brother. All right. You took part in the enslavement of my people, man. So you're gonna pay too. All right. These Arabs, they live large, man. Remember what the Most High said to Hagar about Ishmael, that he was going to be blessed and become a great nation too. That's why they out there in Dubai and in Saudi Arabia, man. The sheiks living it up, living it good, man. Rolling around in gold-plated Bentleys and shit, man. All right? But that's all coming to an end. We're about to take over. All right? The Israelites, the real kings of this earth, man. Under the one that they so-called Jesus, right? His name is Yahushua. All right, he's gonna get dibs first, then us. Okay, we're gonna rule with him. All right, go ahead.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
So after 3 days and a half, meaning from the time of slavery, man, from the 1600s till now, all right. The word of the Lord started being pumped out by holy men that he set up during the 70s and up till now to teach the truth of who we are. You know, Abba Bibbins coming up, teaching that the so-called Latinos and natives and the Negroes were the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, man. And it's being taught, and we carry, especially us in GMS, beginning from the elder apostles on down, we carried on that gauntlet. All right, and we followed in the footsteps of our elders, and we teaching the truth until Yahushua come back. All right, now the Spirit of the Lord is here amongst us now. All right, amongst the elect, and we're out there teaching. Okay, go ahead.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
Right, and entered into who? Entered into the elect of the nation of Israel. Not all Israelites. 2/3 of Israelites are going to be put to death because they're wicked as hell and don't want to get right. All right, and the Most High don't want them anyway. All right, pursuant to Isaiah 6 and 9, the Most High wants to keep them blind, man. All right, because those are those same wicked ass people going back to the wilderness after he delivered the nation of Israel under the hands of the Egyptians, and they saw all the miracles, and when they went to the wilderness, they were simple as hell and still were unbelieving, all right, and they didn't want to believe in the Lord, man. So after a period of 40 years wandering in a circle in the wilderness, the Most High killed them off. All right, now let's go back to the chip, to the RFID, the mark, right, and we're gonna end it 13:16.
13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great.
And he who is talking about the Edomites is going to come a time, and this could happen this year. They're going to make the RFID chip mandatory, a biometric chip mandatory for everyone to take. You won't be able to get a job if you don't have it. You won't be able to eat. You won't be able. But the elect of the Heavenly Father, we're going to eat. We ain't worrying about that. The Most High going to make it happen to where we're going to eat. All right. We're going to be taken care of. So we're not going to worry about that. That's why, brothers, this is a time of faith. If you're weak in faith, pray for it, man. This is all about the faith in Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua. Because he controls all, man. All right? He makes a man hungry or full. Okay? He makes a man poor or rich. He controls it all. All right? Go ahead.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell.
See, so So this RFID chip is a credit debit system where you can buy things with this thing. All right. Nate talking shit that that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast. It's an embargo and you can't go and buy it and sell and right. But almost as of late, you keep on hearing of people incorporating this biometric system, the RFID chip, where you're able to, hell, your debit card has an RFID chip in it and you're able to buy with it. Okay? So what the hell are they talking about? That's why the Most High is going to come down with great wrath upon you phony ass Israelites out there teaching bullshit, man. All right? Go ahead.
And also Walmart actually had already made RFID scanners already.
Yeah, yeah, Walmart. Well, they had it for a long time. They had chips in their clothes, you know. That way they always know what people want, what they like, or if somebody's trying to steal from them, you know. Go ahead.
Save he that had the mark or name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is...
That man is Esau. And it's not one man. Oh, that's talking about the Antichrist. That's not talking. It's not one. There's many Antichrists, meaning all those who are against the word of the Lord, of Yahushua, they are the Antichrist. Okay? If your mother don't like, you're in the faith, and your mother don't like what you're into, all right, guess what? Your mother is the Antichrist. How's that? Or if your father don't like what you're into, guess what? Your father is the Antichrist. All right? There's many Antichrists. Antichrist means the against the anointed. All right? Go ahead.
And his number is 603
That's the number of Esau. Go ahead. And it's a breakdown to that when you go into the Hebrew. All right? It's a breakdown to that. It's a spiritual number. Go ahead.
That was all for this.
You know, you gotta let's see. Okay, yeah, so give me a second. Let's go, let's read just to finish it out. Give us a second, brothers. Okay. Read the 9th verse, 14 and 9.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God.
Right, and that's talking about any Israelite man. Any Israelite man or woman, all right, that receives that RFID chip, that mark. Read it again.
And the third
9th verse.
And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive a mark in his forehead or in his hand.
Yeah, and they're also planning to bring in a one world religion. And the God of that one world religion is Satan, Lucifer. And you have to bow, they're gonna make people bow down to that. But not the elect. We ain't gonna bow down to it. Even we're gonna remain faithful even unto death, man. Because we know that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, will save us, all right? From all evils. Go ahead.
The same shall drink of the wine and the wrath of God, which is
the thermonuclear destruction that's gonna come. All right, the second death. Right, go ahead.
And they have the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out with mixture into the cup of his indignation. Indignation
means righteous anger. Go ahead.
And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels.
Right.
In the presence of the Lamb.
And now this happened already in a smaller scale in Sodom and Gomorrah, but the Most High is gonna completely destroy the whole continent of the United States, man. Okay? Because the United States is Babylon the Great. That great city. Go ahead.
And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever.
That's the future. Saint John the Revelator, right? Which was one of the apostles of Yahushua. The Most High showed them the vision of America being destroyed way back then. So this is the future. What's about to happen? Go ahead.
And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints.
Go ahead. And the saints are Israelites, according to the Bible.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
Right. Us who are Israelites, we keep the commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua contained in the Bible to the best of our ability. All right, go ahead.
Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Right, because
there were men, elders who have passed away in the faith, and from this point to the time Yahushua comes, there's going to be brothers who die and pass away, right? But at the end, they'll be resurrected. They'll come back up at the very last day. The Lord, they'll be the first, according to First Thessalonians. All right, the 4th chapter. They'll be the first to rise, man. Right when the Lord comes. All right, go ahead. Shalom. I'm a one-eyed bad. Shalom, brothers. Go ahead.
And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yes, saith the Spirit.
Right. So if you pass away, being in the faith, yo, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. You're gonna be. You got your first class ticket to the chariots, man, to salvation, man. All right. The Most High just had you resting for a little while. That's all. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. Saith the Spirit that they may rest.
There you go. Save the Spirit that they may rest. Who was it? Yahushua. He brought to life a certain woman's son or something. I'm sorry, Lazarus. It was Lazarus. He brought Lazarus back again from the dead. But before he did it, he told the people, he said, look, don't worry. I don't know why y'all running amok. You're crying and stuff like that. He's only sleeping. He's only asleep. And he started laughing at him, and Yahushua got mad. He said, look, give me some space. Meaning Yahushua said, get the hell out of here. Get out the room and let me do what I got to do. And then he raised him up. So, it's just a transition from we lived many times, and brothers in the faith, you know that. All right. This is nothing. The body is just a vehicle in which your spirit travels in the earth, because the earth is just that. The earth is terrestrial. So you need a terrestrial body to move around in it. All right. But in the spiritual world, you need a spiritual body to travel around in it. Okay. Because it's different elements, man. That's it. That's all. That's all it is, man. People make a big deal out of it, There's certain nations that celebrate one's death, man, because they're leaving a certain condition of hell and tribulation and suffering and poverty, and they're going on into the spiritual world where you're at rest and then you're really alive, man. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah, saith the Spirit that they may rest from their labors and their works.
That they may rest from their labors in the faith, right? In the faith, doing the work, and that their works do follow them. So we are our elders. You had Abba Bivens, Elder Yaiqab, King Masha, right? They had passed away. They were in the work for many years, and they passed away. But they're still alive. They're in the spiritual world, resting. until the time come when the Lord raised them back up again. All right, go ahead.
And I looked, and behold,
and also from working in Esau's setup, man. There ain't no rest in this setup. You gotta wake up in the morning, you know, and bust your ass for these damn devils, man. Only for them take your money in taxes, man, before you even see it, and then they give you some measly money so that you can so-called make a living, live off that bullshit, man. Right? And you hardly do you make it, day by day. But the Spirit of the Lord provides. You know what I'm saying? But there's no rest in Babylon, man. So any wicked ass nigga out there that don't want to leave and that don't want this place to be destroyed, then you a dummy, man, because there ain't no rest in this place, man. Okay, go ahead.
And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the son of
the cloud is talking about the chariot. I like to call it the fathership, where the chariot of the Most High, right? The chariot of the Most High traveling, the fathership, man. Which these fatherships could be just as big or bigger than the planet Earth itself. Okay, go ahead.
And upon the cloud was one sat like unto the Son of Man.
Okay, so I was talking about Yahweh Shai. He was in a large ship, all right, so-called UFO. Talking about Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Having on his head a golden crown.
Having on his head a golden crown because of what he did, right? He was crucified, shed his blood for the remission of the Israelites' sins, and when he went up to the Heavenly Father, when he was glorified, he sat on the right hand of Yahweh, his Father, and he sat on the right hand, and he had a golden crown, man. Okay, go ahead.
What was it?
You should be around.
Oh, there we go.
Got it? Go ahead.
And in his hand a sharp sickle. What was it?
A sharp sickle. Go ahead.
And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, "Thrust thy sickle."
Yeah, because Yahweh Shai is that death angel. He was that death angel when during the time of Passover when his name was the Destroyer, that destroyed the firstborn of the Egyptians, man.
Pharaoh.
Of Pharaoh and all the Egyptians. All right, Pharaoh's firstborn and all the firstborn of the Egyptians, man. Okay, because when the Lord comes to bring judgment, he brings judgment upon a whole nation, man. That's how the Lord does it. Okay, so I'm gonna do it again. Okay, go ahead. The modern day Egyptians is Esau, man, the so-called white man. Okay, and all his people. Go ahead.
For the time is come.
The time is come
for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
Right. The earth is talking about the peoples of the planet Earth. It's time for them to get reaped, meaning destroyed, man. Go ahead.
And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth.
And that sickle is talking about the thermonuclear missiles, man. All right. That's what's coming. That's the sickle, man. All right. And for those of you who don't know what a sickle is a architecture tool or instrument for cutting down grass or stuff like that. All right, for a farming. Okay, go ahead.
And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped.
And the earth was reaped. We're coming to the time when the earth is about to be reaped. We're getting very close. All right, we are almost there. Yahweh Shai said, I am at the very door. Okay, that's how when you see these signs coming to pass. Go ahead.
And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried out with a loud cry to him that the sharp sickle,
who had the sharp sickle,
saying, "Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe." And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and cast it into the great winepress of
Mm-hmm.
the wrath of God.
The wrath of the Most High, which is the fire, the thermonuclear fire that's about to come. Russia just recently announced they got some technology, man, that no man on earth has. No one knows what the hell it is, man, but we know for sure that that's the Most High who has given, may God, all right, that technology, man, because all technology comes from the Most High, and He inspires men to create these things. Okay, go ahead.
And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles.
The horses' bridles,
The horse bridles. By the space of 1,600 furlongs.
So that's talking about the destruction that's about to come here to America, man. Okay, and all the people that are within it, and even upon the 2/3 of Israel, because they're not right. And simultaneously, as the missiles are being shot and on their way, we will be risen up and beamed up into the chariots, into the ships, to be saved from that great calamity that's about to come. So was that the last verse?
Yep.
All right. So with that, Akim Shalom. All right, hanging out with my bunya. All right, Yaiqab. All right. So salute to Akim.
Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yashar Bakatham.
All right, Shalom Akim. Yahweh Shem Yashar Bakatham. Lord be with you, brothers, man, and stay strong. Keep the faith. If your faith is weak, pray for it. Pray for strength, man. All right, because the time is close. All right, the time is very close. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom.
Shalom.